I can count the number of times I've driven a van on one hand, one finger actually. And yet I'm so excited about electric vans. With increasing numbers of cities around the world that are banning diesels or discouraging them at least, the move to electric commercial vehicles is ever more essential. But the problem is most electric vans cost a bloody fortune, and manufacturers tend to do the bare minimum to make electric vans. So it's high time we had an interesting, clever, good value and practical electric van. This is the Kia PV5, and to my untrained eye, it seems quite special and crucially, quite reasonably priced. It looks very futuristic, doesn't it? How many vans have you seen that look like this? The closest thing I've seen is the Canu van. Royal Mail in the UK were using those for a little bit, but Canu have gone bankrupt. So first of all, you'll see that you've got that very funky looking light at the front and a very short bonnet. There's very little overhang there, which should make it pretty good for parking. The charging port is at the front, so you don't want too much overhang really, because that makes it a bugger to park. So here's the charging port. You've got 11 kilowatts AC and 150 kilowatts DC. You can't overcome physics. A massive, heavy, brick-shaped vehicle like this needs a really big battery to do any viable distance. But what can improve things for people is fast charging. And this charges at 30 minutes, about 30 minutes on a 150 kilowatt charger, which is not bad. But it would have been nice if it was 800 volt architecture like the Kia EV6 and the EV9. Then you'd be looking at sort of an 18-minute charge speed. And that would be a game changer for a van. Ordinarily, I'm not a massive fan of charging ports at the front, but it makes perfect sense in a van really, because you don't want a charging lead trailing all around the side where you might want to access it. Imagine you were plugged in charging and you had a big cable here and you'd be tripping over it to try and get to the side. So it makes perfect sense it being at the front. I mean, I hate front parking, especially in a big car like this, but even the entry level is full of parking sensors and all the rest of it, so it should be pretty good really. So you can see under the Kia badge you've got a camera there and you've got sensors down here. So here's the side of the van, and you can see it starts looking a little more conventional, but it's still pretty cool. I mean, the silhouette is quite funky with that front. These are the wheels. I don't know whether that comes off, but obviously you don't really need alloys, do you, on a van like this? Isn't it strange seeing the Kia badge on a van? I wonder how long it's going to take to get used to that. You've got to think there are so many vans on the road, but so far it's been your Fords, Mercedes, your Stellantis brands like Vauxhall, Peugeot, and so on. Kia is entering a pretty saturated market, really. It's going to be interesting to see how well it does. Okay, so that's the back. You can see that you do have a little camera there as well. Pretty cool looking lights there. Most of the vans you see driving around have significant dents in the bodywork. This has pretty big plastic cladding all around the edge. It's going to come in standard and long range variants. The battery sizes are, forgive me for consulting the notes, 51.5 kilowatt hours in the standard version and 71.2 kilowatt hours in the long range. Let's talk about range, because range is obviously one of the most important things, isn't it, if you're considering an electric van. The range of the cargo van is 181 miles for the standard range and 247 miles for the long range. For the chassis cab version, you're looking at 155 miles range for the standard one, 217 miles for the long range one, and the crew doesn't come in a long range version actually, so it's only the standard range one, and that's 174 miles. The passenger version, only available as a 5-seat to begin with, has 179 miles for the standard range and 249 miles for the long range. Its nearest rival is going to be the Volkswagen Buzz, which has 8 miles more range, but is almost twice the price. So the cargo one seems to have the best range of the lot. I've always found Kia EVs to be pretty good at reaching their stated range, but this doesn't have a heat pump as standard. It will be an option in the higher trim level, but not as standard. So when you're driving around full of cargo in the depths of winter, then feel free to take off a third of their stated range. This is front wheel drive. It does 84 miles an hour maximum. It's got a 120 kilowatt motor, 250 Newton meters of torque. That's pretty comparable really with the Stellantis vans, but it's significantly less than the Ford e-Transit and the Volkswagen Buzz Cargo. They are rear wheel drive, so The torque and rear wheel drive does tend to be a bit better. To be a usable van for a lot of trades, it has to tow. This does tow, and it'll do 750 kilograms for the long range one and 450 kilograms for the standard. That's way less than you get with combustion engine vans, and it's even a bit less actually than you get with the Stellantis vans. So they are 1,000 kilograms, for instance. So this is less, but I know nothing about vans. I'm sure for a lot of people 750 kilograms is still more than enough, but let me know in the comments if not. Safety is obviously really important. So as standard, you have front and rear parking sensors, reversing camera, you've got highway driving assist, and you've got lane keep assist. And in the high grade, you've also got blind spot collision avoidance, safe exit warning, and rear cross traffic collision avoidance as well. And all this safety stuff in Kias works really well in my experience. In the high grade, you also get heated seats and heated steering wheel. Your hands will freeze in the lower spec. It's white body colour as standard. It's £625 for any of the other colours that they're offering. Okay, that's enough walking around the outside of the van, because you don't care about that probably. You want to see what's inside. Let me throw you some more specs. The cargo volume is 4.4 metres cubed, which is pretty good, but not actually that great compared to some of its competitors. The internal width is 1,330 millimetres, 1,565 above the wheel arches. The rear step height is 419 millimetres, and the boarding height is 399 millimetres. You can tell me if that's good or not. As I say, I'm not a van man. One of the best things about Kia EVs is vehicle to load, which you get in the higher grade, and it's so good. It just means you can plug anything into there. It's 250 volts, 16 amps. So that's the back of the cargo. Okay, so let's say you're a tradesperson, you're in your van every day. You want a nice place to be, don't you? So let's get in and see how it is. It's very comfortable in here, certainly compared to the one other van that I've driven, which was a long time ago now, but that was a Transit. Yeah, this feels much nicer. In fact, it all feels very familiar. Anyone that's driven a modern Kia will feel instantly at home. The one thing that is giving me alarm bells, there are no physical heating controls. It's all on this bar at the bottom. So that's interesting. Here's the binnacle, lovely clear screen there. And there is the pretty big, actually, infotainment screen, which is lovely. I'm going to tell you why I'm excited about this. This is the first Kia with Google Automotive. That means the whole van runs on the Google OS. Other cars that have that are from Polestar and Renault, Volvo. They all run on Google OS. That makes for a really good experience, because car companies can't do infotainment very well. I mean, Kia are better than many, but still, there's just something about it that just doesn't feel quite as fluid as, for instance, Tesla's. So this, being Android, is a wonderful thing. And I'm also excited about this. Let me show you this. It has a pet sitter mode. Tesla have led the way on this for a long, long time. You can just leave your pet in the car, walk off, lock it, the alarm won't go off, and the air conditioning will be on, and there'll be a message on the screen that says my pet is comfortable, whatever. So it looks like we have the same here, pet sitter mode, but I don't know anything. I don't know any more details about it. And Kia don't even know any more details about it at the moment, but that's fantastic. What I'm so excited about is I know that Hyundai and Kia are supposedly going on to Google Automotive for all of their cars at some point in the future. So this could be a preview of what we get. And actually the interface, it looks pretty good to me. I don't know how much of these things we can do, but so there we go. So you've got your EV menu and energy information, charging. All this is very slick. Your V2L settings and things like that. EV settings. You've got battery conditioning, phone projection. You've obviously got CarPlay and Android Auto. It's wireless in the higher spec, I believe. But yeah, all this looks pretty good. Let's go to the map. I always go to Edinburgh as my place of choice. So Edinburgh, United Kingdom. Yes, charging is required to reach the destinations. Okay, so the mapping seems pretty similar actually to standard Kia cars. So it doesn't look like they've gone for Google Maps, interestingly. And I thought they would have. But anyway, this is a pre-production, so who knows if it'll change. You have a lot of apps down here that you can go to, and it's all pretty clear. I like the colourful icons. All the temperature stuff is all down the bottom here. And you can click that to go straight to your map. You can see I've got loads of leg room. There's a little cubby in here. Ooh, that's cool, look at that. That opens out. That's where you've got your wireless charger, and you've got 2 USB-Cs there. Let's have a look at the glove box. Pretty, yeah, it's an okay size glove box. Whenever you see someone's vans, it's just usually full of paperwork and crap and sandwich wrappers and things like that. So obviously lots of cubbies are really important for any van driver, for the messier van drivers, I suppose. So you have cubbies everywhere. You've got stuff down here, obviously a couple of drinks holders there. You've also got some more storage up there. A little slot there for something, I'm not sure what that's for. And you see in the door there's also loads of storage there. By the way, this is a pre-production. This plastic apparently is unlikely to be the finished plastic. It's just a kind of a weird shiny plastic, so that's probably going to be textured or something, but they don't know yet. You've got a vanity mirror there, but no light. It's manual adjustment for the seats, which is fine, less to go wrong, I suppose. And if I lift this up to its highest, oh, it's still going, still going. You've got a lovely commanding view here. It's a good cabin. I think if I was a van driver, I'd be very happy in here. In fact, I want to be a van driver. Oh, and of course, it's worth saying that because this is just like Kia cars, actually, you still have the regen mode. You've got loads of levels of regen, which is fantastic. The seats are very comfortable. No lumbar support, as far as I could tell, but maybe I'm just being spoiled. What I like about this is Kia EVs were already a really good starting point because of the regen and just because of the features you get, like vehicle to load and things like that. And this is obviously just a van version, which makes this a really compelling package, I think, for anyone that wants a van, especially if you're used to Kia cars or Kia EVs especially. Everything just feels surprisingly classy, I suppose, for a van. Can't wait to take one for a drive. So the headline feature probably for this van, well, apart from the fact it looks kind of funky, it's the price. Kia are pricing this pretty keenly, actually. At the time of recording this, I don't know how much it's going to be, so I'm either going to do a voiceover or I'm going to flash it on screen, but they're targeting around the £30,000 mark, 30,000 plus VAT. Okay, so let's look at the PV5 up against some other vans of the same sort of class. Looking at this, the Volkswagen Buzz gives a pretty good run for its money, but the PV5 seems to offer some really good specs for the price. Stellantis vans, like the Vauxhall Vivaro, cost far more, but they do offer much better cargo volume and weight, and for some trades, that may still be the deciding factor. All these prices are without VAT and the plug-in grant, by the way. You can order this from the 1st of May 2025. Deliveries are going to happen later in the year. There's also going to be other versions of this appearing in 2026. Wheelchair accessible version as well, I know is coming. And there's also going to be the PV7 in 2027 and the PV9 in 2029. You can see there's a theme there. Kia have built a factory specifically for building these. And if you order the chassis cab version, you can actually build a conversion directly from Kia. So I'm assuming, because no one really knows properly yet, I'm assuming that you'll be able to order a camper van version from them, or an ice cream van version, or whatever. So will trades who are used to their Transits and their Vivaros and Berlingos and Vitos, will they get a Kia van? Given how successful Kia have been and how loved their cars are, whatever the powertrain, I think this is going to be really, really popular. And priced this keenly, I think fleet owners are going to be falling over themselves to get a whole bunch of these. As for sole traders, with the ability to charge at home, imagine how cheap this is going to be to run if you can charge overnight. The Kia 7-year warranty is also really hard to beat, especially in the commercial vehicle world. So I can't wait to see these delivering parcels, serving ice creams and camper conversions. It's almost enough to turn me into a white van man. I'm not a van driver, so if you are, your opinion means far more than mine does. Tell me in the comments if you see yourself driving a Kia van or if it's just not ticking your boxes at all. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please press the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified of other videos. And I'll be back very soon. Bye for now.